One. Hey everybody, we're live with Around the Beach with Lisa Fox. Today is December 22nd, 2011. I want to welcome my live studio audience tonight. It's awesome. What an amazing day today. The weather's fantastic. It's 60 degrees. We are 3 days away from the big holiday. Happy Hanukkah to everybody.
On the beach.
Great day. Did you go for a walk on the beach?
Yes.
By the way, over here on my left is my guest, one of two guests tonight. Oh my gosh, I have two guests tonight. I have Patty Robinson with me, who's an actual Occupy Wall Street protester.
Yes.
Let me touch you. Wow, she's real. That's fantastic. I love it. I'm so excited. I just came back from my little guy's winter concert tonight, and I just want to shout out to his music teacher, Miss Quake. I don't know if she's watching, but I just want to let her know I think you did an amazing job, and the kids were fantastic. I cannot believe how much they learn in such a short amount of time, and it was really very touching. I loved it. Loved it. They sang some great songs. They did a lot of holiday tunes, Hanukkah songs, winter solstice songs, and it was fun for everybody. So we all had a good time. Okay, now on to last week. I had Dee Profito on. I want to say thank you for her coming on. She did a great job. Dee is involved with 3 businesses in town. She has Kerrigan's Pub, she has D'Angelo's Pleasant Cafe, and she has First Hampton. Lola wants some time. Is that what's happening? She gets very jealous, Lola. Very jealous. So she was a great guest. I don't know. I'm sure you didn't watch the show last week.
No,
You
I
didn't
just
even know
met you
that,
this
right? We
morning,
met
so.
very quickly on the phone, actually, which is great. And I heard about you through Erica, which is fantastic. Blue One did a great job last week of bringing some of their great items on the show, so I was happy to give everybody good holiday gifts. So that was a lot of fun, and hope everybody went out there and shopped a little bit. They're having a 2-for-1 special this week till the end of the month, so you can go there and buy one, get the other lesser value for free. They're special sale items.
2 for 1.
Yeah, Blue One. East End Studios had me at their place last night, which was really interesting. I got to sing with the kids, and they interviewed me, so that was really fun. So I felt like I was on the other end of this whole thing, so that was cool. So shout out to Jim Vignato. Thanks for that opportunity. I liked it. So do you follow the local news?
I used to work at the Southampton Press,
You
so
did.
I kind of follow the local news.
Okay. So you heard about, did you read the press today?
No.
Okay. The fire department, the junior fire department, they went and baked over 1,000 cookies and then delivered them to people that aren't able to leave their homes. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's a jingle bell. Woo! Live studio audience, what do you say to that? Woo! I like it. I like it. And they also traveled around and they sang Christmas carols. I think that's fantastic. That's really nice. Mail carrier Liz Duerschmidt is retiring, and I'm hoping to have her on my show maybe next week.
Should be a good guess.
Yeah, to talk about her 31 years as the postal carrier for West Hampton Beach. And
Liz?
Yeah, Liz is leaving, and her
artist.
and her fashion.
Yeah.
She's got her fashion hats and berets and the raccoon hat.
She's
her whole
leaving?
bit. She's leaving. Yeah. Do we have any questions, Cassidy, from any audience members, or is anybody on tonight that we recognize? Is Uncle Ray on?
Ray says, Merry Christmas from Florida.
Merry Christmas to Uncle Ray. Could you say Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas, Uncle Ray.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Uncle Ray. He's always good to watch. Is Taryn watching?
Taryn's watching.
Hey, T. Hey, Kat. Shout out to Kat. Yo, yo, Kat. She always likes when I do that. Yeah.
Mary like that.
Mary, yo, yo, yo. My head looks very big when I do this tonight. But here we go. So anyway, yeah. Did you know that Liz was a graduate of West Hampton Beach High School? She graduated in 1973.
Oh.
Yeah, she was at school and I was there.
You went to West Hampton Beach High School?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you know
Jingle bell for that.
Jingle bell for that. Do you know Kurt Fox?
No.
Really? No. Who? So that's interesting. Okay. I like to do my David Letterman thing. I go like this.
David Letterman.
David Letterman. That's my homage to him. Okay, deals and steals this week. Got some deals and steals.
Okay, good.
Do I have bad pizza breath?
No.
Sorry. I forgot to talk about my Christmas cocktail. That's the beginning. Here it is. Okay. Tonight's Christmas cocktail, and the last one, because after this there'll be no drinking, is the chocolate martini. And this is powerful stuff. This has vodka, Bailey's, Frangelica, and Godiva chocolate liqueur. Whoa.
It's delish.
It's delish. And if this doesn't take the truth out of you, I don't know what will.
I didn't have any.
Let's
by
cheer
the
your
way,
water,
so.
because you're driving home.
Yes.
She has water, not vodka. Cheers, Patty.
Cheers. It's a dessert.
And there's no calories in that. Whoa. Ooh, what's even strong for me?
You put too much in.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So the steals and deals. Pizzeria Brunetti, located at 103 Main Street, is having a buy one pizza at regular price, and the kids get a free pizza. And that's going to be this Friday and Saturday afternoon. So it's called the Naughty and Nice offer. That's good, right?
Cute touch.
And then there's a great new store that just opened up. Up, here comes, look, there's the Jiggy.
Oh, the baby.
Yeah, the baby. She likes to be in the shop.
Showing me
My friend Michelle Seltzer, who moved here from New Jersey this past year, just opened up a new store at 591 Montauk Highway in Eastport called Accessorize. And let me tell you, you will get some great bargains there. These earrings, which I'm wearing tonight, were $16.50. Are these fabulous?
Nice.
So everything there is under $60. You cannot get anything there more than that. So I'm going to say definitely go out and get your jewelry, your hats, any last minute gifts that you might need. Go there. They're in the strip mall where the bagel store is and where the fitness studio is.
She could maybe do like a little thing where somebody wears something plain, and then she could like bring in some accessories.
Do you want to
create,
show?
like, different looks. Yeah.
I love that idea.
It's
I'm
fun.
going to
Little
ask Michelle
makeover
to do
thing.
that. Thanks, Patty. That's great. Thank you. Okay, Adopt a Family. People who have helped out with Adopt a Family this year, shout out to you. Jingle bells and big round of applause. I know there have been people that have been involved with this organization for a very long time, and this is a huge undertaking, so you have to be very proud of yourselves, and for the people that donated, good for you, because it's an extra expense, from your families and everything, so it's very important. Now for some sports news. We go right to sports.
Okay.
Yeah, Lady Canes. The Hurricanes.
Oh.
Yeah, the basketball team.
Woo.
They beat ESM
Oh,
first time since 2005. Yeah, that's pretty good.
whoa.
Woo, yay, go Canes.
Yeah.
I like that. Very, very cool.
I like that. Especially EMO.
EMS.
Oh,
yeah.
Emo.
We used to call it
Well,
emo.
isn't it
Well,
emo?
there's emo and then there's ESM.
Oh, it's
Eastport South Manor.
Oh,
Who did they
yeah.
beat?
Okay,
Eastport
I'm going
South.
to take some questions right now. This is from Corey. I don't know if should I ask this. I'm going to go to Cat and T. Want to know why no drinking after this last Christmas cocktail? What's up with that?
Oh. Well, Mom said.
Well, I might have one more for the Happy New Year episode, which is next week, Tara and Kat.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't want to all of a sudden
Yeah.
just cut myself off. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for asking. Keep those cards and letters coming. Thank you. Good to see you guys online. I love it. Okay, let's see. We have some. I don't know who Corey
Yeah, I don't
caters,
know
but
who
we
that
have to. If we don't know you, Corey, if you don't. Christine Owen's on. Thanks for remembering, Christine. Welcome to the show tonight. And don't forget to text in your question. Great drink idea. A rim your martini glass with blue agave syrup or honey and dip it in Pop Rocks.
Oh.
I'm going to take a sip for that.
Never heard of that.
It's a candy.
That's fantastic. Pop Rocks. Okay.
That's
That's a great, so yummy. And use a Dum Dum as a stirrer.
And it don't know the sound.
We like that.
But it's not for children. No,
Not for
no.
children. No, right.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you, Patty.
right.
Yes, Patty's going to be my. You should be on this side. Isn't that the angel side?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the devil side. I like that. Okay, so Patty,
Hi.
you are welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming. You and I have never met. We
No.
talked for literally 3 minutes on the phone today. I wanted you to be on my show because you are a true Occupy Wall Street protester.
That's true.
Now, let's go back to September 17th. you start seeing people going to Zuccotti Park.
I was doing an event actually at the New York Hall of Science that weekend.
Okay.
So I didn't go that weekend. I was, in Queens all weekend.
Okay.
So then I heard about it and I had to go check it out because I just kept saying to anybody who would listen, basically, when are people going to start, organizing? And when are they going to start trying to, make change really happen? Because I just, obviously we can't just expect our president and our Congress to do all the work. And I actually volunteered a lot and campaigned for President Obama.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that he wasn't going to be able to do it all himself. And then everyone kind of lost interest. And
So you felt that something was already happening, that there was this precipitation of anger and upset and...
Well, not necessarily, but more like dreams, more like hopes, more like let's...
When Obama was elected, you felt that there was something that was happening and it was part of the change.
Yeah, and people wanted change, that's why they voted for him. And then change didn't really exactly happen in the way that some of us expected. So I thought that we'd, all get together and start talking and organizing and see, so finally when I heard... people were starting to do that. I just hopped on the train and I said, I'm there,
Wow,
so.
okay. I think I felt the same way. I was really interested in and kind of curious as to what exactly was a Occupy Wall Street protester. And maybe you can kind of give me an idea or give the audience an idea of what is a profile of somebody who's protesting? What's the demographic? What does the person look like?
Well, it's interesting because when it first started, it was mostly well-educated young people, and then a lot of homeless people and more disenfranchised people started showing up.
So transient started to come.
Yeah, and at first I thought that was really going to stress the movement because there's a lot more food, a lot of, some people needed a lot more care and help than I thought these kids could really provide in the park. But it actually created an opening to have a more open, inclusive society, and to people that maybe didn't necessarily ever have a voice before had a chance to do that.
So, do you think it's disparity of economic, social part of it, or the corruption? What is it that is upsetting people?
In some ways, it's upsetting people, but in some ways, it's upset is tends to be like a more negative. Like some people are angry, but some people are very hopeful and just see that we could have a better world, and that if we don't just get together and try to make that happen, nobody's going to do it for us, so we might as well do it ourselves. So it's a mixture, I think, of anger, hopes, dreams, a whole gamut of things.
Right. But I think it's speared by, I think that sounds like a lovely part of it, but I don't really know. So what's happening then is that this occupying protest is bringing together, like you said, homeless people, all people of all different backgrounds, and so living cohesively.
Well, it's not cohesive, and it's not easy, and it's not beautiful, and it's annoying, and it takes a lot of time, and there's arguments, and there's different factions, and
right. Are there groups and subgroups within the groups and individuals protesting?
Yeah, there's a lot of groups. They're called working groups. Like I'm part of the part-time caucus and the volunteer services working group. But as it evolved in the park, it became necessary to have a food group, a security group, sanitation, direct action, facilitation, outreach. There are like 83 different groups doing all sorts of different things.
So you are part of the Occupy Hamptons group?
But that's separate. Like I'm part of Occupy Wall Street, but then I also am part of the Occupy Hamptons group, which meets on Sundays at 3 o'clock in Watermill at the Lutheran Church.
So you have an assembly there, you get together, and you talk about...
actions, we talk about ideas. I have to say that we haven't done anything particularly newsworthy yet, but I think that when the weather warms up and there's more people out here to witness some more creative action. There are a lot of creative people involved.
Oh, I'm sure. So, what's the goal that you foresee for your groups that you're involved in?
Well, I mean, I think the best that you could ask somebody is probably, why do you occupy? Because for every person that does, they have a different reason. And so some people feel that they want to work within the system. Some people feel that they want to have a completely different government. And there are people that care about homelessness. There are people that care about education. There's people that care about, all kinds of things. And there's, gosh, I don't even know how many occupations there are right now. But obviously it's all over the world. There were protests in China this week.
Wow.
There were protests in Russia this week, and also in South Korea. So, with the women in Egypt were protesting big time.
So it's all just about protesting, not about anything. There's not one threat, not one subject of protest. It's about whatever is on their minds.
Yeah, different people in different countries. I mean, I would say, different issues about how much freedom they have, for example. Say in Egypt, that would have some different issues. There are people protesting in Europe. The unemployment for young people in Europe is even higher than it is here. But I think social and economic justice is probably a pretty consistent theme throughout.
Okay. Now, what are you personally doing at your home right now?
Oh, I have a tent set up in my front yard, and I was going to put up a big sign that said, Happy Holidays to the 99%, but then I decided, well, it's Christmas, so let's make it Happy Holidays to the 100%.
Okay, for those people that don't know what the 99% is, and what the 1% is, why don't you tell everybody?
Okay, We Are the 99% is one of the Occupy Wall Street slogans that we chant when we're like marching and protesting. And so basically the money and the power in this country and even worldwide is held by 1%. Mm-hmm. And the rest of us, the 99%, don't have that much to say about how our governments are running things. So we are the 99%.
So the 99%, but also do you put that in a financial form as well, right?
Yeah.
People who have more money.
They're the 1%.
It's the 1%.
Yeah, the money and the power. Corporate power money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's happy holidays to the 100%.
Happy holidays to everybody is what you're saying.
Jingle bells.
Jingle
100%.
bells. Toast, cheers.
But I lit up the tent, and I put up a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and I lit up that.
Okay.
And I know the neighbor across the street was really concerned that
maybe somebody was going to move in
that someone was going to move in the near future.
Well, you offered to have that tent available if somebody homeless needed it.
Right, they can come there.
Right, and you're going to feed them.
Sure, absolutely. In the spirit of Occupy Wall Street.
I think that's very nice, really. That's really
But it's really about saying that, the Occupy Wall Street movement isn't just in major cities. It's all over the place. It's even in West Hampton Beach.
I know I occupied wall bounds on Saturday because I have kind of had it with the wall bounds, but I'm not.
Yeah, we call it stink bombs.
Okay, stink bombs. I didn't say that. If you're watching out there, you know who I didn't say that.
But
well, you have to say what you have to say. That's what you could do. Oh, I have to check my questions. Please hold. Thank you. Oh, here we go. I'm not related to this person, but are all of the Occupy Your Town just branches of Occupy Wall Street, or are they all different?
They're really all autonomous all over the world. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And it looks like we have some news. Some breaking news. There was an earthquake in Christchurch, New Zealand, 5.81 injuries. So no injuries. Wow. Injuries so far, we're not really sure. But thank you for bringing that to my attention, Lachi Taylor. I don't know where you're from, but thank you. Appreciate that. That's nice. We're getting world breaking news. I have some other questions for you.
Okay.
Do you have rich friends?
I do have a few rich friends.
And so how do they feel about you? Protesting?
They would be shocked if I weren't, because they know me well, because we're friends, right? So they would they, I asked, people, are you surprised? They all say, no, we'd be surprised if you weren't.
That's great. Do they love you for who you are?
Yeah.
And you love them for who they are.
Yes,
So
that's
there's
not a problem.
Right. But I think there's a level of anger there with certain people. There's this line of what's fair, who deserves what, why don't entitlement. And I think that's a problem for people, and I think it can become confusing to what this is actually about.
I guess so. I would say that of the people that fellow protesters, I would say none of my Occupy friends are rich.
Right, they're all hard work. Well, everyone's hardworking. Everyone's earning their living. It's just a matter of what you do and how you go about getting it. I do think there's anger and sense of greed towards the banking.
Yeah,
corporations.
for sure.
Yeah, I think that's where this really comes from.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, I think the.
I think if there was no Bernie Madoff, we may not be having this conversation.
I think environmental issues. I think people are really up. A lot of people involved in the movement are saying we can't just let our environment just tank. We've got to really try to do something about that, and education, and so there are a lot of issues other than just financial ones.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hear more about the economic protests than I do environmental, education, etc., etc. But does anybody have any questions from the live studio audience? I knew that my friend would. Yes, Jackie.
Patty, I recently read that Congress passed a bill called the Indeterminate Detention
Act. Yes.
And what I was reading was basically saying that they would consider protesters low-level terrorists and would be able to arrest and detain them without our Bill of Rights rights being available to them, like a right to an attorney and a right to a speedy trial. Or they would just totally dismantle all of that. How do you feel this will affect these protests that are going on right now and our viability to be able to speak to our government?
Thank you, Jackie.
I've heard people say that the president actually had that ability, although it wasn't specifically, passed in this format, that it was part of the presidential
there's
something in there.
Some debate about that, yes.
And but I've seen, and my dad was a West Hampton Beach Village police officer, so I have never gotten a traffic ticket, never spoken on the cell phone, and never gotten, I always follow the rules.
Right.
Right? So I'm never drunk and driven ever once.
You never drank and
never,
drove. Okay.
never, any of that. It's like
always wanting. You take it very seriously.
Very seriously. And but I've seen in protesting that the press has been shoved aside, arrested. I've seen people that weren't doing anything violent or dangerous. I've seen them get arrested. I've seen them pushed, injured. So what happened when Zuccotti Park was raided? The press were kept away there.
And on purpose, so as not to be able to witness some of the violence that's happening to the protesters.
Yeah, and so I think already we're seeing people being treated, I see people, recognizable faces, that they'll be more quickly arrested, say, than someone like, newer looking,
newer looking?
Well, like me, like if I don't look as
better,
familiar.
someone who, you mean someone that's not as, who is more well known.
More well known,
so,
yes.
So you're saying people that look familiar to the police, that they
tend to get arrested first. So
interesting.
I've seen a lot of this here.
Okay.
In the city. Will affect what you're doing?
Yeah, I think it's already happening. And the FBI probably, because I participate in a lot of national conference calls, they probably already have, my number.
There's a question. Does the guy...
I'm so dangerous, right?
I have a question. Does the guy who pepper sprayed the college students have anything to do with Occupy Wall Street?
Well, he was a security guard hired by the college.
Okay.
Yeah, at UC Davis.
So yes, he's responsible.
He was employed by the college to protect the students and the staff.
Okay.
I have a question.
Oh yes, we have a question from the audience.
Do you really in your heart of hearts think that anything that you guys are all doing is going to really make a difference?
I think it already has.
How so?
How so? People are starting to talk about problems in the world and in their own lives. I know, for example, living out here in the Hamptons, there's a lot of shame in not being rich, not doing well, not having, I've experienced
The haves
that.
and the have-nots.
The haves and the have-nots.
There's a very fine line.
And people just, at work, I notice our conversations are different about things that we care about, whether, what do we think about immigration? What do we think about, gay marriage? What do we think about all sorts of, things that are not so superficial? And I think that's really
I think that you're right, and I think that there are changes being made. I think, when, in fact, the fact that I just went out and did this at Walbaum's, not to bring it back on me, but I think I'm inspired by the fact that people are they're not putting up with it anymore, and they have something to say. And I think that's important.
I know, which is all well and good, and it's great, because that's what we should do, but will changes be made? I just don't have that confidence that what we do and what we want is going to even be recognized by anybody in, like Congress or the president, or it's all going to remain the same.
I think they even have to recognize it. I think, in a sense, it's a paradigm shift. Like in the late '60s, our culture changed in terms of civil rights, in terms of women's rights, in terms of a lot of things with women and working and
I think there are changes
birth
being
control and. It really is a cultural change as well as a political change, and I think it's intertwined.
Well, you have to see what people feel complacent about. I mean, you could see it on a very benign level as being involved in their school. How involved do people want to be? If they're not willing to put out there from a very teeny level of organizing, being involved, then, it really has to... People have to be inspired by something to get involved, and it has to come from within. And I think changes are being made, and they will happen. I see that. I do see that, and I'm hopeful for that.
And this is a very democratic process, so it's not about somebody being a leader and somebody being a follower. I mean, you can be, you don't have to wait for somebody else to step up and be a leader and follow them. Mm-hmm. So I think that's very empowering.
I do too. I think that we're in for some major changes. I think just the fact that people are going out there and putting themselves in the forefront is, they're making a difference.
That's what has impressed me, the fact that so many people all over the country are taking part in this. So there has to be something stronger out there that's really,
Well, people living with less fear. So
less
they can
fear.
Speak up more.
I had a really strong experience about fear when I was, it was the October 15th march, and it was a march on Times Square, and my friends were there, and I was, texting them, see you soon, and I was walking down 46th Street, and all of a sudden the police shot off the street, and they came up with on horseback, and they had metal barricades, and they started pushing into the crowd. Now the crowd in back of me was going forward. We didn't know we were supposed to stop, and so we're basically squished, and I couldn't really catch a breath for just a very short time. But I was being held up because there's so many people around me. But I wasn't really afraid because I really believed in being there. And it was a very empowering experience.
So that's something really had to happen to you in a sort of mental and physical way, because that's a very interesting feeling, to be in a claustrophobic moment, but yet be able to say to myself, I'm not afraid, this is where I'm supposed to be at the moment.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting that you felt that way.
And brave.
Yeah, very brave.
Yeah, I normally don't think of myself as a brave person, but I did then, and that sort of changed the way I feel about myself. So I think there's a lot of personal transformation. I mean, I've stopped watching television, basically, because it just doesn't seem to make so much sense anymore.
That's interesting.
And media, like with the show that you're doing here, a lot of people are taking... there's a lot of live streaming broadcasts that I watch.
You said that to me today. You do
podcasting.
Right. There's a question from the viewers tonight. Who are the leaders and heads of the Occupy Wall Street, and how did they get chosen, and who chose them? Thank you, Taryn.
There are no leaders, and that makes it a very messy, complicated process
What about
when you're having
Adbusters, the Canadian group?
a meeting. They started the concept. They put out the call for people to do it, and they did the, they made some videos.
And so they were the ones that sort of speared this whole
But they
thing.
haven't
but
been.
They're not.
But people
they're not.
are
There's no
involved.
puppet masters here.
No.
Interesting.
And if it basically when you're having like a General Assembly, you speak on stack, which is like you take a list, who's going to get to speak. And the people that don't get to speak first. So if you speak all the time, you might not get to share anything that night.
Depends on, right?
Yeah, which is little things like that help to make it more democratic.
That's very interesting. What do you think of the classes that used to be? Do you think there are classes anymore in the society?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Is there a middle class?
The middle class is definitely having some more economic problems than they had, say, when I was younger, or the 70s or the 80s. It's getting tougher on the middle class, I think.
So are we losing that?
I don't know. I think that it's harder for a lot of people to make money. A lot of people, there's a lot more unemployment.
Do you think the mortgage crisis is responsible for some of that middle class losing its
yeah, I think
point?
so, and the greediness of the financial institutions, I think, has had an effect there.
Right. And how have you been received by your neighbors with all of this protesting, as far as even, putting that tent on your lawn? Have they been...
Nobody's said anything to me. I thought it would be interesting to have a dialogue with them, and if they wanted to come talk to me, I'd be happy to hear what they have to say.
Has the Patch article been able to incite people in any way to come do that?
Yeah, people have. I was concerned people are going to write like nasty things, because when online people do tend to have arguments sometimes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I know about that.
More than they would say in person. So I prefer talking to people in person or on the phone, because it tends to be a little more civil.
Right. And that's a good right. I don't think you want to email anybody on this, or good idea.
Good question.
It's a good plan. One other question we have from the audience.
The tent that you have in the front lawn, do they know what that's about? Do you have a sign? I mean, is it just a
It
tent?
just says Happy Holidays to the 100% with a lit up Christmas tree, and the tent is lit up also.
Oh.
So if anyone has heard the mainstream media hasn't covered it very much, but if they have heard of it, then I think they probably kind of get it.
Yeah.
So in the rest of the year that you have left for this year, and moving forward to 2012, what is Patty Robinson going to be doing to make changes in your life and in your world and in our world?
Well, one thing that was a real struggle, because I've always been like, real like Santa's elf kind of person, and getting like, gifts for everyone, and like the perfect shopping online for hours, and really going crazy. And I really stepped back a lot and made a lot more gifts.
Okay.
And that's, I wonder what Christmas is going to be like with less gifts. And it's not really done, from a financial standpoint. It's really done from
coming from a more simplistic kind of
Yeah.
I think it makes sense, to sort of, this whole holiday is so commercialized, it's up in your face, it's not what, I've talked about this before, it's very stressful.
Right.
And it's been hard for me to shop this year. It was almost like I went to the store and I'm like, I'm going to go shopping, and then I just sort of say, I can't do it. I'm not doing it.
Why? Because you get like freaked out?
I just didn't represent my values.
Okay.
Oh.
And then for 2012, what's ahead? Oh. You got fans in the audience.
I occupied Thanksgiving. I spent Thanksgiving with Occupy folks, and that was a wonderful experience. So I don't know what my family thinks about it, but they probably already have in the back of their minds, Patty's going to want to go to Occupy Wall Street for Christmas.
And is that what you want to
And
do?
maybe New Year's.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's exciting. If you guys have any more questions for Patty, this would be a good opportunity to do it, or any comments or statements. How can we? Can anybody reach out to you for email, like any information on Occupy Hamptons?
Well,
if they
I would
want
say,
to?
yeah, occupythehamptons.org is our website, and anybody can join and check it out, and come to the meetings, or just you can participate online as even.
You can find the meeting information on occupythehamptons.org.
occupythehamptons.org.
Okay.
And a lot of really interesting people. I've made some really cool new friends. I mean,
Who was the most surprising person that you saw? Any celebrities? Did you see any celebrities?
Well, I saw Russell Simmons.
Really? He came?
Yeah, well, not out here, but in the city where I was walking down the street in this protest, and all of a sudden this guy walked in front of us and took a picture, and it was Russell Simmons taking a picture of us.
Right.
And
I think you guys have been sort of the...
So we're like, well, wait a minute, normally we'd be taking a picture of you, right?
Right.
So...
Well, Tim Robbins was down there. I know that a lot of celebrities have come down to Occupy to see what's going on. Right. Do you have anything else that you want to share with us that you didn't get to tell us?
No, I think that's...
Okay,
that's
good.
it. Thank you for having me on.
I'm
This
so
has been
happy
really
to
fun.
meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and keep watching the show.
I will.
And anyone that has any questions for me after, you could Facebook me on Around the Beach with Lisa Fox, or you can go to my Facebook page, or you can also text me. I'm going to ask you to shimmy that way, and I'm going to bring my next guest in. I just want to say hi to my cousin Carolyn who's watching, and my friend Deborah, I see her, and then my friend Liz Miller, I see her, and everybody that's come on tonight, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it's a crazy time of the year, but it really means a lot that you're watching, and I thank you very much. Hey! Look who's back! So did we change things up since the last time?
Oh, yes.
You need to come over
Got a
this way.
bench.
It's Mary!
Sitting at the table.
Mary, I had to come up with a theme song for you, like Mary the Psychic Dirly, like a little jig or something. You know?
Okay.
How are
working
you?
on it. Great, great.
Before I get started with you, I have to do my friend. What does she want to call herself again? Oh, she wants Winda. My friend Winda, who I like to call Tippy, says, hey, Lisa Fox, sorry I'm not with you tonight, but she has a tip. My tip of the day, using candles on your holiday centerpiece, put the candles in the freezers 2 hours prior to lighting, and they will burn slower and last longer. And if that wax gets on your tablecloth or carpet, scrape off as much wax as you can, then sandwich or cover with a paper towel and iron on warm. Lift, change towel until acceptable. Happy holidays from Winda. Thank you, Winda.
I'll be using that one.
Tip, right?
I'll be using that one.
She likes to be able to share her tips. So, the last time that you were here, you pulled some cards for me.
Ooh.
And I think that you were pretty right on. So let's pull the cards for tonight. And
Let's see what's going on.
See what's happening. If anyone doesn't know who Mary is a medium. No, you don't like that word.
No, I'm good. Medium's cool.
Okay, what do you want to call yourself?
I'm a psychic medium.
Come closer to
Healer. Bring you forward, put you back. I don't know.
Bring you forward,
whatever comes.
put you back.
Ghosts. We'll put you on the other side. We'll bring you back to talk. You can do a show. Whatever you want to do. It's been getting very strange lately. I've been walking a lot of different roads.
Okay. Okay, good. I like that. But I think that, you've got a lot to say. So go ahead. Let's start with
Lisa Fox.
Whoa.
Lisa Fox has, in the year past, been dealing with a trust issue, but that's just trusting herself to be the greatest host and talk show host. This is going to get bigger. It's going to keep getting bigger. That's where the study card comes in.
Okay.
You are investigating. You
do a lot
are
of studying.
bigger, better. The blessings follow, so we're doing good. It's all right.
That's
Hey,
great. Okay, good.
2012 is a big push year for you.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing a lot of stuff and pushing. It's headway.
I want you in here with me.
It's headway. You're going to be making a lot of headway.
Yes?
In whatever you want. Keep going.
All
You got to
right.
think big and think outside the box.
Where's
Prayers-
that money card? I need that
Yeah.
money card.
Well, the answered prayer card is in there. The study card is again because you're still learning, and then the intention. That's how you play it out. So you're in the right form to pick up whatever you want.
Okay, good.
All right,
Okay, good. All right, let's do Jackie.
Jackie.
Read Jackie.
Da-da-da, 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 Oh boy. Wow, you did a lot of work on yourself. Let's give her a hand. Yeah, the truth and integrity card in there passed, which means she dealt with stuff. The blessing card is next, so you did a good job in that. And the outcome is healing. We must give her another round of applause. So it's a great card, great card, great
Okay,
card.
Christine, I'm going to tell you, yes, Mary can do readings over the computer, and let's see what card she pulls for you, and then we'll
Okay.
ask the question that you're asking. Okay? This is always so fun to have Mary on the show because she does a great job, and she's singing while she's
Ooh,
doing.
oh, my.
Okay,
We have a
girl.
soulmated card coming up in the near past and a romance at the present time.
Woo!
So if you're feeling or doing, I would go with it. But in the middle of all this, you need to take care of yourself. We got a body care issue, meaning don't get all head over heels.
Okay, so I want you to know, Christine. It says, "Will I lose weight?" That was the question that you
Right.
asked, and she pulled the body care card. I'm not, no lie.
Yes, no lie. It's right there. There it is.
Mama.
So do it right.
Do it
If
right.
you do it right, it stays out of sight. If you do it wrong, it won't be gone for long.
If he's, yeah, wow, that was like, that sounded like Johnny Cochran. Did Johnny Cochran just, wait, I think Johnny Cochran just
She's a
came
rapping
through.
psychic.
I think Johnny Cochran just came through, Mary.
Could be. Could be. Either that or
That's
Nipsey
funny.
Russell. You can pick your own.
Oh my God, we're dating ourselves. Nipsey
Yes,
Russell.
we are.
All right, can we read Patty?
Oh, yeah. Oh, truth and integrity comes into what you're doing and where you're going with where you're protesting everything. Abundance is coming up in the middle, so it brings you abundance is money, but it's also open feeling. So what you're doing is getting through. And the balance card comes up next, so you're not doing such a bad job, and it means you're on top of it. You're not going to be around it. So you're doing a very good job. Another good job by another strong lady. There you go. Very good. This is a very good year for you, 2012. Like I said, a push year for you too, but also you're dealing with your own self, your own heartstrings, your own mind. It's all about how you bring it to the table, not what anyone else tells you. So,
Kudos to you.
and by the way, your grandmother says hello and Merry Christmas. Take out that tablecloth or napkin or something. There's something from the past you have. Use it this year. Take it out.
Oh, okay, does that sound right to you?
I never met my grandmother.
Oh, but she's
There's a piece. There's a
Maybe it's my
represent.
Aunt May.
Oh, was she would nurture it to you, like because this lady's coming
she's my
through as
mother's
your.
older sister. She's 20 years old.
Okay, because she's coming across as a grandma. That'll be her. So take it out and remember her and use it. She's coming through very strong for you.
All right, Taryn wants to know, can you give Kat and Taryn a reading or any words of hope for 2012 over the computer? Yes, Taryn, we can.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So we have
Right.
music coming up. Music is a
Wait,
healing.
is this for Taryn or for Kat?
We're going with Kat first, okay?
Kat first.
Music comes over because it's a healing agent. Melodies, things. I want you to follow that, and I want you to meditate to that a little bit. It sets your focus. Focus is the next thing. So if you have the focus, you're going to be able to do whatever you set out to do. And keep those lists. Don't keep it swirling around in your head. Write it down. Accomplish what it is. Romance card comes up next. So you're either in love with everything you're doing or somebody else comes into play.
Okay.
You're doing the right thing. It
That's
all
awesome.
comes to play.
Now for Taryn, she let's see what you pull for Taryn. Taryn.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. We got the freedom card coming up in the near past. Breaking free. Hallelujah. The healing card right now, which means you're doing a good job. And the child card comes up last. That's your inner child, sweetie. Don't forget who you are. Do not forget who you are.
Okay.
Play the game your way.
Even though Patty Robinson, you're with us, I think your boyfriend wants us to read him.
Oh, okay.
He's either that or he.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. Oh, I love a David. Any Davids I like. Yeah, I like David.
Oh, wow. In the near past, you have a children's card, a child card. That plays off to your your kidding side. I feel like you have sort of a sense of humor. Maybe most people don't get it, but keep up with it. It's still a
David?
good
We're
job.
talking about David,
This is David
right?
we're talking about. The study card is coming up next because I think he's got some more things to do in the world. When he conquers something, he's on to the next thing. So he's moving and shaking in that way. Abundance card coming up in the end. So money, feeling, and all is coming your way.
Oh, lucky David. You don't mean my David, do you?
Oh, we'll get to him.
Oh, all right. All right, now let's read David. Young David.
Young David. Young David?
Young David's
Young baby.
Young David's chickadees on watching tonight.
Oh. Wow. All right.
Wow.
You are being guided. The divine guidance comes up, so you know you're on your path. You're picking your path, but you also have something push you in the right direction. Don't block that out. Keep that. The flow is there. That creates the serenity. But even though you think things are crazy and all, you still have this underlying. Your energy source is still. It's still flowing, so don't worry about that. And your go-to guy is Archangel Michael. He's going to help you. He'll take out all the crap out of your situation. This way you can go straight forward to where you want to be. And relax a little bit. Have some fun. All the new
Do you
experiences.
think that David's uptight?
Not uptight. He's pensive. He thinks.
He thinks.
He thinks and he thinks and he thinks. And it's okay once in a while not to think.
Okay.
Relax. Give it to yourself.
Okay. All right. Can we do Cassidy now?
There she is. Wow. Okay. Divine timing, meaning you're coming into a relaxation zone. You have an angel behind you to make sure that you do relax a little. This little vacation. Don't be so uptight. Relax. You're gonna go back. Everything's gonna be fine. But right now is to play. That's your end card, which is playfulness. Have fun.
Does it say anything about cleaning her room in there?
Let's go to the next thing. Let's see if we can get a ghost here to help her clean her room.
Oh.
I wish they would just come and do it for us.
I know.
I'm always baiting them to. Ideas and inspirations she's working towards it. The focus returns, so I think she's going to do it. And there's music in the end because you're singing. When it's cleaned up. Yay! Cassidy cleans her room. Yay!
I like that. Okay, now we have to do one more for Linda. Having fun here.
Oh, playfulness. Which, yeah, you're a playful one. Don't try to hide it.
Yeah, don't try to hide
Don't try to hide it.
Bring it out.
And then the truth and integrity cards comes up because you don't let anybody get away with anything.
That's true.
You're right on top of it. And the music card returns too because you're another one that likes to always be moving and having good things come through your head. Mm-hmm. Your energy goes like this all the time. It's kind of like a ta, samba type. Ta. So you're good to go. You got it all going on. There's nothing, everybody in this room has really good energy and they're all moving towards something.
Okay, and let's do Liz. Liz wants to be red.
Alrighty. Liz has some ideas she's working on. Part of it is, I feel like, a future plan, but part of it is working on herself. Mm-hmm. She has a clear open road coming up next, because that's her abundance card. But on the end of that, she's going to think and move to a higher level, so there's more study involved, there's more things coming up for her. But in a positive sense, I like it.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, now Deborah wants to be red as well.
Deborah Remsen.
Oh my gosh, did I just say that? I'm singing with this martini.
Oh.
She's got some ideas. Oh, we got a trust issue coming up here and some signs about it. I was wondering if she feels what's around her because somebody's sending her signs and she's not picking up on them.
Okay.
She needs to start thinking outside the box and listening for a coin dropping. So you turn around, it's there. A feather, something. Somebody's trying to get through to you, and it's a man on the other side.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
He wants you to get in touch with him and feel him because it's moving you to the next level. The next thing you want to do in your life is right behind this. So let's find him. Let's open to him. I think it's a guy. It's an older man, so it's like a grandfather type
person. Okay.
type person.
Okay.
But there's something behind this. So.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is good.
Oh, it's good.
It is
Deborah,
good.
go for it.
It is good.
Okay.
It is good.
Okay,
But she did the work to earn it, so let's go for it.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks. Good.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
Excellent.
Haven't had to yell at anybody tonight. Everybody's doing good.
Okay, now I have a question for you. Let's say, how do you find a piece of jewelry that you lost?
How do I just kind of close my eyes when somebody tells me it's lost, and hopefully I come up with it. Somebody lost scarves the other week. I was at their house, and they're like, "Where's my scarves?" I'm like, "I don't know, but after I leave, go that way, look that way, and look under there." And then she found them. I don't know. It just goes there.
All right. Well, I lost a necklace, and I want you to help me find it after the show tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, what is the best feeling that you get when you meet somebody? And I mean, have you ever met somebody and been like, "Oh,
Yeah, all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, you can definitely. I feel if somebody's intuitive, you get a very good survey, and I feel like when somebody's not a nice person, it just weighs heavy on me, and like whatever their demon is or whatever, I can just feel it. So I kind of like back off. You have to watch because there's people that you're around. If you notice you're around people and it makes you tired 15 minutes into being next to them, they're an energy sucker. They're an energy vampire. They don't have enough, so they're stealing from you.
Okay.
So you got to guard yourself. Every day I go out into the world and I have to guard myself every morning.
Right.
Put my little force field, my little bubble around.
Okay.
Because gosh, there's not all goodness in this world, darn it.
Darn it to heck. Now, someone's suggesting that I pray to St. Anthony. Will that help?
St. Anthony, I pray to a lot of saints. St. Anthony helps you find things, find yourself. I pray to Archangel Michael. I pray to Raphael. There's so many different angels that so many different things. You might want to just say, hey, guys, help me. Whoever comes into play here, be the one, come down and do this. Like an whole purpose thing, because there's so many and so many do different things.
Right.
So I give everybody a shout out every day, every one of my angels.
Okay.
Play any day divinely. Get up and say what you want to happen.
So
and everything's okay and the car starts.
Do you believe in The Secret?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
What can somebody do if they haven't read The Secret? You just said it, I think.
They have to start... You have to start putting yourself in a positive light, number one, and you have to start really... it's people who need to get deep and involved in their own self. There's some people in the world that can't get there. I personally know some of them. So it's just a matter of knowing that there's something else out there. With healing, I tell people, medicine is one part. You need the medicine part. But when you do the healing, when you do the spiritual, when you do the belief and the faith, that makes a miracle. Mm-hmm. That's what makes the miracle. I would never tell anyone, don't do this, don't do that. I would say, let's do it all.
Right.
Let's get this going. It's all about faith.
So do you believe if you vision something, if you put it in your head, you can attain it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
And it may not happen tomorrow.
No. When you're ready and you're on the right path, we all are following a path, and well, come on, we all trip ourselves up.
So let's say somebody really is, and I'm going to say this because it's probably the most, one of the most things that people think about the most, and especially when they read The Secret. Winning the lottery.
Right.
That's something that's really attainable if you visualize it.
Yeah, if you visualize it, it helps to have somebody who passed on the other side that wants to give you the numbers, and I've had it happen for people.
So you have to make sure that you
have to be in the right light. Well, they're good when they go over. It's how you deal with them. Once they cross over, they made peace with everything. That's why people are like, why are they talking to me? I didn't like them when they were alive. I said, because they crossed over and healed. You're obviously not there yet. You just have, they did their work. If they're caught in between, they need to go over so they can do their work. But when they're over, they're done.
That's interesting. Okay, so make sure that all your slates are clean.
Right. You have to tie up loose ends. So many people try to jump to the new thing in life, but did you really tie up all your loose ends? And then that's running away. You need to evolve from a situation. So you got to make sure this is done to go to that.
Okay.
And keep it. Everybody gets things in the world, but if you're not doing the right thing, you're not going to keep what you have. And it usually runs in 5-year cycles. So
5-year cycles, almost like a recession.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So you get an emotional recession and a financial recession. Okay.
Hopefully not all at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's why the people are feeling the way they are in the world.
What you do is really try to make people live a better.
Get where they're going faster.
Okay, that's good. So there's
the
HOV
lane
to be scared of you or to think.
Well, in the general sense of people have a different connotation of, like, some people do tarot cards, which is darker, and witchcraft, which is darker. I do a lot of healing work, so I stay up in the white light. I stay with the angels. I stay up there because I don't need all that other stuff coming in. The information comes through me. I'm not conjuring it. It's coming to me. I'm not asking for it. When somebody's sitting with me, it just shows up. I don't sit there and say, please, please, please. I know nothing when I walk in, and it amazes me because I'm like, all right, I'm going into this, and I'm just like an idiot. And then all of a sudden, when I sit there, it just comes, and I'm amazed. I'm amazed as much as anyone else who does with me.
Wow, that's really incredible.
It is. It's amazing.
How can people get in touch with you, Mary, if they want to have private reading with you? And can I just ask you what does a private reading cost? Is it expensive to do? I don't know how.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I tailor it to the people. Okay. I have clients that pay a lot of money, but if somebody wants a reading, I'm not going to try. You don't have to. Yeah. It's really you call me, you talk to me, and we'll figure this out.
Okay, so how do people get in touch with you?
My phone number is on my Facebook page, which is Mary Akampora, or else you can call me on my cell phone, my home phone.
Okay, but we're not going to give that number out
Yeah.
right now because you could be getting a
My
bunch of
business
crazies.
cards are everywhere.
Okay, Mary Akampora, it's ACAMPORA on
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, great. And so people can Facebook Mary, and they can find out more information on how to get in touch with her, because I know that she has made some interesting predictions for people, and have really given them some great light to their lives.
It's nice to get people where they're going.
Yeah,
it's a good feeling.
Great. It's really nice.
But you just have to take whatever you do. I take this very seriously, and everything that comes out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, please, let this all come. I just want everyone to be happy and get where they're going. Okay, thank you. Is this the right information? I worry about everything.
You do.
Yeah. Even though I know I'm right.
Do you? I don't think you sleep.
Well, between jobs, it's hard, but I sleep 3 to 5 hours, depending.
Tell everybody what you do.
I manage a deli by day, which is very interesting when you're a psychic.
It's like being in the
That's
psych
the wrong
ward.
sandwich.
Yes.
Have you said that?
I can do
Didn't
that.
have that turkey today.
Well, I can tell you, but it takes a lot out of me. I mean, I've done it as a joke at
Yes.
time. I'll keep my psychic suit on, and then I'll know what everybody wants. But by the end of the day, oh my Lord, I have to go to bed right away. So it takes a lot out of you. So, he doesn't pay me that much, and I'm not going to do that there.
Mary knows exactly
We're talking to
what
you,
I want
Dan.
every time.
Oh, really?
What do I want every
Predictable?
time? Every time.
Well, first of all, in the world, you have to have a catch. And, you can go a lot of places in this town and get a lot of things, but you can't get a psychic reading with your sandwich, okay? That's the way it is.
True.
That's true.
And wherever I will take that with me.
That's true. Well, we have to start wrapping things up, but I want to say thank you for coming tonight, and thank you to Patty for coming as my guest tonight. Thank you, my wife. I want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas. I will see you next Thursday night. I'm not sure who my guest is going to be. I have a feeling that it might be Deborah Halpert, I'm hoping. Julian's mom. From Hampton Magazine, which will be exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. And I hope everybody has a great holiday and a safe holiday, and they get everything they want. So far this year, I'm getting everything that I want. Thank you to Christine and Deborah and Dave and Taryn and Liz for watching tonight, and my uncle and my cousin and whoever else was watching.